So of course today, as soon as I got here, I started swinging. I got a couple pennies from the 50s and the 60s, and then I dug up one piece of garbage. And now that it starts raining, I get a decent signal down at about 4 inches. So, see if I can find it again. There it is. There, I'll let you give it a listen. Wow, it's really starting to come down. So here it is. Reading 5 inches down, hitting up in the 30 range and 37. Hitting up 37, 36. So let's get this one dug up real quick before I get drenched. Oh yeah, there's a piece of clay brick there. So at one point there might have been an old house in the area, but you can see that. Alright, so let's see what this is. Oh, look at that. All right, right off the bat, large penny. Cool. And that's a little green. Yeah, it's a lot green. Hey, it's a King George. Oh, how about this? I got my glasses on actually. I've just got my sunglasses on, but I might not need it considering it's raining. It's like maybe a 1917. Yeah. I'll get it cleaned up a bit later and get a close-up of it, but it was down at about 4 inches, so it's a good start for the large pennies. I'm happy with that. Well, it's still raining and I'm kind of under the tree, so I'm okay for the time being. I'm getting a little wet, but I can handle it. I got a decent target here, but I got 2 targets close by. I'll let you listen. You can hear there, you can hear that, that's a low tone. It's like a 1201 on this detector, very low. It's like tin foil, but if you notice here, hold on, I'll wait for that car to pass so you can hear me better. So anyways, as I back up, listen to the change. And this one's hitting up at 37, 38 down at about 3-4 inches. Listen. And right there, really close to it. That's where I'm getting that low tone. Very tinfoilish. But if I swing from this direction, you can see how a normal swing. Let's see if I would get it. Look at that. I have something there too. Wow. Anyways, pass this way. Well, you can still hear the 2 targets. Pretty defined. But if that was any closer, you probably wouldn't hear the deeper one there. Like this low one is literally an inch below the ground. So let's take it up and see what it is. But I'll see if I can get this one out without having to pull that other one up. So I'm going to show you something that I've had a couple comments about using large shovels in parks. first thing I do when I see a park person, I go right up to them and I say, listen, I'm going to be metal detecting in the park today, and I'm using this. And the reason why I'm using this is because if I use this, I tend to cut not such a great hole. I mean, because you're chomping at the bits with these, and in these kind of conditions, sometimes the ground falls apart. So I use this shovel, and it's not really much of a shovel. If you take a look, it's really not much bigger than this is. It might look like a shovel, but it's not. So I don't have an issue. I never have. I've been detecting for many years, and as long as you talk to the park people and you tell them that you're here to metal detect and what you're doing and how you go about doing it, it's not a shock to them to see a shovel. Sure, you might get somebody calling on you and say there's some guy digging in a park, but regardless, I'm digging with a trowel, I'm digging with this little tiny shovel. Makes no difference. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't had an issue with it. So it's to each their own. I mean, you want to use this in the park to be more or less conspicuous when you're really not doing anything wrong in the first place, because doing this in a public park is not there's no law against it. So, you know, you're not doing anything wrong here, you're not doing anything wrong here. So the two differences, sure, this one you look a little bit more, you know, might draw a little bit more attention to people walking in the park. But when I'm on my hands and knees and doing this, not so much. But the trowel, same deal. I'll end up doing more damage with a trowel. I'll continue this hole with a trowel and I'll show you. Now you can see the dirt coming up with the trowel. As you're going up and down with it, it brings the dirt up. So this thing actually shows you more dirt on one side than this. You can see that's a clean edge, and that's not a clean edge. So I'll use this any day, because that way I'm not doing any damage to the park, and you can't see any holes that I dig in a park with this, as opposed to me doing it with this. So some of you out there might be really good with a trowel, but you know what? I'd like to test it one day and see how many holes that I've discovered out in parks that I've seen that people were using these things, as opposed to using something like this and actually making the hole so clean that you can't even see your hole yourself when you go looking for it. So anyways, I might get a little bit of flack over this from some people, but the majority of us know that using one of these is better than using the trowel as far as I'm concerned. Same when it comes to flipping these up. Sure, my holes, this is about 4 inches by maybe 6 inches. So let's see how easy it comes up with a trowel from the front. Once again, you're really gonna work it. And you gotta kind of tear the ground up as you do it. And I'll show you on another hole using this technique as opposed to using this. So anyways, let's see. I can pull this up and let's see what this target is. There you go, there it is right in the sidewall a bit. Well, let's get this thing dug up. It's really starting to rain, so this is probably going to be my last hole. For the time being, I have to go set it out in the vehicle. Let's see what this is. Still no. Ah, there it is. Whoa, cool. Check that out. That's a, looks like a pewter, but it's a heart. Wow. A lot of these hearts were from the, I don't think that's what this is, but actually, obviously it was attached to something. It could have been part of a horse rosette, and it could have, you know, it could be Civil War era, right? There was no Civil War in this area, but it could have been lost by somebody who was. But a lot of these times, these hearts, that's what they represent. Civil War rosettes off of horse bridles, or you know, right off the, right on the saddle. But anyways, that's kind of cool. I wonder what that other low tone was, though. But let's see if I can find that out. But that was a high tone, and look at that, beautiful heart. All right, I found the culprit behind the low tone, and there it is. Just a piece of foil. Can you hear that? So that was about an inch below the ground right here, and that's my plug right here. So yeah, there it was. Well, at least I outrode the storm, and it seems to be passing. So that's a good thing. Well, as soon as there's a little bit of a breeze on these trees, though, it's still getting wet. Anyways, I tough it out. I got a good signal here. This one's down at about 5 inches. I'll let you listen to it. Pretty loud. It's a good signal. Hitting up at 29, 29.30. 5 inches, that sounds really good. Let's take this one up and see what it is. Seems to be at this place, all the older ones are definitely below 3 inches. I haven't got any modern stuff deeper than 2.5, 3 inches. The soil here is relatively sandy, so they're not getting down too deep. Seems like everything in the 5 inch, 4 inch range is definitely older. This probably sounds like maybe an older George from the 20s and the 30s. Because on this detector, whenever I hear a tone like that in the 30s, low 30s, it tends to be one of the older coppers. And I've gotten quite a few older coppers, like from the 20s and up at this particular location. Quite a few of them actually. And they all tend to sound kind of like this. So I'm hoping that's what it is, but it's down at the right depth. I don't find a lot of junk down at the 4 or 5 inch range here. Let's dig this one up and see what it is. On the plug. Oh, there it is. Not too bad, almost dead center. I'm going to try to go under it so I don't damage it. I have a tendency to sometimes scratch a coin here and there. As you can tell, if you go back about 5 videos, I was having a bad luck streak as far as nicking my coin, so I've been extra careful. I've been pretty good. I think I've only maybe nicked one out of maybe 30 coins in the last little while, so that's kind of good. Ah, look at that. It's in my hand. Oh, it's all chewed up by a lawnmower though. That's pretty green. It looks like a Georgie maybe, but it's been hit by a lawnmower. Man. Oops. That can't be super old. Let me put my glasses on. Holy Moses! No way! That's great! Look at that! Awesome! It's not a Georgie, not even close. Wow, that's cool. It's actually it looks like an Indian head. I mean, I don't see a lot of detail, but I can definitely see the Indian on there. Wow. So obviously it wouldn't be a lawnmower that would have hit an Indian. I wonder if somebody shot it. Yeah, it is. It's definitely an Indian head. So I can see the 1 cent better than I can see the Indian on the other side. I mean, I can see a little bit of the, just a little bit of his feathers on the top. But, wow, an Indian head. I don't know if I'm never going to get a date off it though, because it's right in the shot part. Shot, or I would assume shot. I mean, let's face it, look at that. It almost looks like a bullet hole. Well, I don't know. Maybe at some point it was above the ground. It did get hit by a lawnmower. No idea. That's a chewed up one. I've gotten an Indian before once with a bullet hole in it though. But I don't think this is a bullet hole. Not 100%. But that's kind of cool. I like it. See if there's something else in the hole. No, that was it. Fantastic. Freaking Indian. Wow. I love finds like this when you're expecting, you don't you think one thing and all of a sudden something surprises you like this. Like I would not have thought that it would be an Indian head. A Georgie for sure. I mean, I was expecting one of those older Georgies, and lo and behold, it's an Indian head. I love it. But maybe it was giving me a different signal because of the hole, as far as the conductivity on the coin. Right? No idea. But anyways, I love it. Indian head. I'll take it. So as you can see in the background, I got some picnic tables and I have a garbage can over there. In this area that I'm detecting, and I'm swinging every 4 or 5 feet, and I'm getting a low tone right on the ground. The place is littered with garbage. There's a garbage can. I mean, really, come on. Like, I'm gonna pick all this stuff up, mind you. It's gonna help me out to detect, but it shouldn't be my job to pick up and clean up parks. As I go, I pick up my garbage when I dig something out of the hole, or if there's something on the ground, I usually pick it up. But this place, it's like, wow, there's an awful lot here. I'm gonna have a hard time detecting amongst all this trash if I don't pick it up. So I will get rid of it. Even pieces like this, it's still foil on the inside. It still gives you a signal. Well, let me tell you, we should never trust the weatherman because it's pouring rain, and it wasn't supposed to. The rain was supposed to end a couple hours ago, but you know, here we go, it's raining. Might have to cut my hunt a little bit short and go take a break for a little while. But what are you gonna do? Can't really fight Mother Nature. So I'm gonna go give it a rest for a bit until it stops raining and come back and hopefully detect and find some more. I'm gonna come back to this area because I'm getting quite a lot of things in this small little grassy patch here. So, well, I managed to the truck in one piece. I got a little wet. I mean, more wet than I was earlier. Required me a weighing balance. But anyways, it's only water and it's pretty warm out, so it's not that bad. My back window's open, but that's because I can't breathe very good in here without air. Well, it's just raining pretty hard. Hopefully, I can see a lot of blue skies, so it's gonna clear up, and then I'm gonna get back out there. Maybe I'll eat some lunch in the meanwhile and take it easy for a bit, let the rain subside. I wonder how different the targets are gonna sound after the rain, because the grass is gonna be wet and the underneath is gonna be dry, and these E-tracks don't tend to like that very much. So we'll see how we do after the rain stops. I'll be real curious to see the difference in the signals after a good rain like this, but it'll be a good test. So we'll see you out there again once it's dry. There's more in the hole. Oh, maybe I got myself a little coin spill. Love it. That's awesome. Nice. It looks like there's another one. Not 5 feet away from those that big coin spill that I got. So I've been swinging because I can see 18. I knocked kind of this off, and as soon as I did, I saw the. Can you hear all those different targets? Oh, sitting there in front of my eyes. Normally I gotta work a lot harder for this. But like 3 more targets. 1. Except that there's too many targets. Does that make any sense? I don't know. 58. I did. All right, sweet, another one. Oh wow, 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 wow. That's all I gotta say about this is wow. All right, I'll take these definitely good targets over that piece of aluminum any day. Get away from me. I don't really want to kill them because, you know, they're an endangered species and all, but if they're gonna come another, I guess you would call it a coin spill, or just those two. Come on, really? Did I really just say that? I've been having a really fantastic day with these double coins and the other coin spill with. To find out where it was made. I can see some writing on it. Mosquitoes, stay away. There's still a lot of targets in this place. It's like, wow.